Hello everyone, you're watching Can You See Fish, and this is it. This is the 1K Q&A video where I'm going to be answering questions that you've all given me in the comments of my announcement video. And I want to get straight into this with the first question. So here we've got opinion on Willie Rushton's narrations, Christopher Audrey's stories, and Jack and the Pack. So Willie Rushton's was the second Railway series narrator, I believe, and he's pretty good. I prefer him to Johnny Morris. He's probably like equal with me to Ted Robbins as Railway series narrator, but yeah, he is very good. He's obviously got a very distinctive voice, and I think that really helps to kind of convey a lot of the moments in the Railway series. So yeah, I enjoy that. Christopher Audrey's stories, very underrated in my opinion. These things get a lot of hate, but they're just... I enjoy them for what they are. I think that I do wish more of them were adapted into TV episodes in like series 3, 4, and if they continue doing it into series 5, I definitely think we would have seen more Chris Audrey stories being adapted. And Jack and the Pack spin-off, I really like. The episodes aren't as good as the two that the Pack have in series 6, but they're still very good episodes and I really do enjoy them. I think there's 13 episodes. I was obviously doing the redub series a while ago, but since ThomasHDClassics got taken down, the source of footage, high quality footage I should say, is pretty limited for that now. So the next question is, what is your favourite Thomas crash? For example, when Duck crashes into the barbershop or when Percy took the plunge. That's a good one. That's a tricky one too. I'm going to probably say my favourite crash is the Flying Kipper crash. It's just so epic and everything, when obviously you see the brake van being destroyed and then Henry comes off the rails. The brake van crash in the episode brake van is actually pretty good though too, and of course, as mentioned, the barbershop crash from A Close Shave is also really good. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say that the Flying Kipper crash is my favourite. So the next one is, we've got another group here. So the first one is, are you into modelling? So I have a model railway. It's an N-gauge model railway. I don't really customise engines because I'm simply not talented enough to do it, and also it's kind of hard to find faces for reasonable prices that would fit on N-gauge engines. So I wouldn't really say I was into modelling in the sense of customising them, but I will occasionally buy an engine, and I do regularly use my model train set. Who's my favourite Big World Big Adventures era character? That's a good one. Probably Nia, I have to say. Because they're not really characters for the most part, are they, in the Big World Big Adventures era? They just like show up and like have a couple of lines and then leave. They don't have much character development. The only two that you've really got, I suppose Sunny as well. I do quite like Sunny. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say Nia's my favourite character, even though I don't appreciate that she replaced Edward, but I do kind of like her as a character, I suppose. One of my thoughts on Thomas and the Magic Railroad, I hate it. I am surprised, I will be surprised if I haven't mentioned that in a video already. I hate Thomas and the Magic Railroad. It ruined the franchise, it sent it on that downward spiral. We did get series 6 and 7 after it, which I do think is good, but yeah, it's what ruined Thomas, for me. So we got, who is your favourite Railway series illustrator? Unpopular opinion here, probably the first major unpopular opinion of this video. Clive Spong. I love Clive Spong's illustrations for the Chris Audrey books and all the spin-off stuff that he did. I think he gets a lot of flack for the faces. A lot of people say they look similar. I think that his faces are just very expressive in my opinion. I also like John T. Kenny. Really the only illustrator that I don't particularly like is Dalby, and even he has a lot of good stuff at times. It's just very inconsistent. But yeah, I have to say that Clive Spong is my favourite. Which movie is your favourite? That would be The Adventure Begins, probably. It does tend to flip between The Adventure Begins and Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure, but I have to say it probably is The Adventure Begins. I love it. It was such a good idea, and I'm so happy that it exists. So yeah, definitely. Who is your favourite narrator? Michael Angelis, every time. Very sad that obviously he's no longer with us, but yeah, Michael Angelis was... I didn't have much of series 1 or 2 as a child, so although I like Ringo, I mainly watched series 3 to 7 on DVDs, and obviously then there's the hit model era too that he narrated. So yeah, Michael Angelis, definitely. I love that guy's narration. Which Christopher Audrey book is your favourite? That's So I haven't read many of the Christopher Audrey books. I have, I think, 5, because obviously I try to collect them, not the first editions, but like the 2007 Edgemont editions. So out of the ones that I've got, I do like James and the Diesel Engines, but like New Little Engines kind of good too. But yeah, I'm going to say James and the Diesel Engines for that one. Old Stuck would be such a good story. What is your favourite character theme? Duck, the one that I use in the start of every video. It's Duck. Duck's my favourite theme, it always has been. It's just got such a nice feel to it and really suits his character, so yeah, Duck's theme, definitely. I also like Edward's and Toby's though. What do you think is the most overrated episode of the show? Thomas the Jet Engine. That's a very easy one for me. It's not a bad episode, but I feel like the amount of love and attention that episode gets is really undeserved. I said in the Series 6 rank video, yes, it is funny in places, but I wouldn't even call it the funniest episode of the show, to be honest. But yeah, definitely, most overrated, Thomas the Jet Engine. What's my least favourite episode? That's hard, because I haven't watched all of the Miller era or all of the Bubba era. So, least favourite classic episode is Buffer Bother. Least favourite hit model era episode is probably Thomas's Frosty Friend or Edward Strikes Out. Or Scarlowy the Brave, actually. It could be Scarlowy the Brave. Miller era, there are a lot of bad ones. You can't really pick one. Brenner era, I don't really know. Like, I like a lot of the Brenner era. It's all kind of average for me, and so that means there really aren't that many bad episodes, in my opinion. And the Big World, Big Adventures era, there's too many. So I'm going to say that my least favourite episode of the show is probably Scarlowy the Brave, but take into account that I haven't seen all of the Miller era, and I can't remember a lot of it, because there are definitely episodes in that era that are worse than it. But yeah, sorry, I can't really answer that one properly. What's your favourite Thomas toy brand? Ertl. I collected Take-Along, like, for as long as I could remember, and then when I got a bit older I started collecting Ertl, and Ertl's definitely my favourite brand. I know a lot of people don't like it because, like, bogies don't move and stuff, and obviously the tenders are all attached to the engines, but I personally think it's the most accurate, like, non-motorised brand that you can get, so ones that aren't actual model trains like Bachmann or Hornby. Ertl's the best one for me. Who's my least favourite character? Oh, I really don't like Rebecca, but I don't know if I'd call her my least favourite. Oh, that's actually a good one. That is a good question. Billy's annoying. I don't hate Charlie. I'm going to have to say probably Billy or Rebecca. I don't really hate many characters. It's only really those two. Because, like, a lot of the characters that other people don't like Beresford and stuff, I do. So, I can't really say. Next one. Will you do a Series 7 review, or will you count it as part of the top 100 episodes? So, the top 100... Well, it's not a top 100 episodes. It's every episode ranked. That's going to come first. I am going to continue doing those separate reviews. But, yeah. And in regards to that, so, I've finished watching the first 2 series of the show, and already so many of the opinions from like those ranked videos with the tier list, they have changed, so just be ready for that. Also, would you ever consider doing fan-made episode stories about the lesser known or cared for characters such as Mighty Mac, Caroline or Fergus? Maybe, I don't really know. I've obviously done fan stories before with my Tales of the Narrow Gauge series that I just stopped doing because they weren't very good. But I don't know. Maybe one day. I feel like... I don't know. I can't answer that question. How did I get into Thomas the Tank Engine? I can't remember. I was watching Thomas before I could speak. It's just always been a big part of my childhood. And I probably started watching from like Series 10 when it was being shown on Milkshake. I obviously owned a lot of classic DVDs and like tapes as a young child, but yeah, I can't tell you because it's just always been part of my life. It's not like I got into it recently or anything. If you could have any other company own Thomas other than Mattel, which would it be? I don't know, because I don't feel like any company would do Thomas justice. I know that people have said that they'd like Disney to own it, which I really don't understand, because Disney has absolutely butchered other brands that it's kind of absorbed. You know, Star Wars, obviously the sequels all suck. Rogue One's good, but yeah, the sequels suck. So I don't know. I feel like what we really need is for it to be just owned by it doesn't matter what the company is, it needs to be just written and kind of, I guess, monitored by fans of the show is what actually needs to happen, and no company can do it justice, if in my opinion. If you could pick a place on Sodor to live, where would it be and why? So probably Hulltrough, maybe on Duck's Branch. I really like. It's kind of near the sea, you've got the lighthouse, you've got the little town at the back, so you've got kind of amenities to it. I also like a lot of the Skarloey railway locations from like Series 4, so I maybe would live somewhere around there, but definitely somewhere on Duck's Branch line, yeah. If you could go back in time and change anything about the way Thomas and Friends was made, what would it be? I wouldn't have Thomas and the Magic Railroad. If that film was not made, I would say that we would have got another like 5 series of really good content. But on one hand, maybe it would have just got more and more obscene, because like obviously with Series 5 they started doing more outlandish and unrealistic things, which I don't have a problem with, but like maybe if they'd continued doing that, maybe if Brit hadn't sold the company, it would have continued getting more and more just unrealistic. But yeah, at the moment, the thing that I would change would be I wouldn't have Thomas and the Magic Railroad exist, or I would have done it very differently. Don't have the human characters from Shining Time Station. You can have P.T. Boomer, but have him as a wooden figure. I think that would be, or like the characters you could have, but just don't have them as real people. Do you think Thomas and the New Engine has racist undertones? No, I don't. I think you're reading into it too much. It's a children's show about trains. No, I don't think there's racist undertones to it. Favourite and least favourite Tomy/Hit era Trackmaster model. So I don't collect Trackmaster, I never have done. My favourite model, I like Boko's model. The faces always seem very off on them to me. I like Boko and Duck's models, I'm going to say. Least favourite, probably Oliver, because his face absolutely reeks. Duncan's bad too. But yeah, Duncan and Oliver, those are bad ones. Do you plan to do your tier lists for Series 8 to 12? Yes, I do. I am going to be doing those ones I've done. Obviously, there's the every classic episode, ranked. Then there'll be Series 7, and then I will do the Hit model era. I don't know if I'm going to do the Miller era, probably not. Do you have any interest in branded clothes? Not really. No, not particularly. I wear whatever I feel like. I don't really look at brands and stuff like that. That's not how I am. What do you take note of in episodes when you rank them? Usually the story. I usually note story, dialogue, action, just everything really, music. I don't like to focus on one thing. I like to kind of look at everything and the package as a whole, but also break down those separate key components is what I would say to that. But yeah. Action, music, set design too, I also look at that. Favourite CGI episode? Tit for Tat, Series 20. That is a very good episode. Of course, I'm biased to it because it's a Railway series story, but yeah, Tit for Tat. Is cereal a soup? No, not in my opinion. I don't think it is. Favourite Ertl toy? Bear, probably. I really like the Bear Ertl model. There are a lot of good ones. Once again, Duck has a really good Ertl model. They're all good other than like Bluebell, and that's like the only one. Scotsman would have been better if he'd had 2 tenders, but yeah, probably Bear. I like the mounted engines too, though. Cool D, Godred, and Lord Harry also will have really good Ertl models, in my opinion. What is your favourite multi-part episode, like the Duck Trilogy? You've just said it there, the Duck Trilogy. That's my favourite multi-part episode. I like every single one of them. What do you think of Ringo Starr and George Carlin's narration? Ringo Starr was another one that I grew up with, not as much as Angelus though, so I do like it. His narration in Series 2 is definitely better than Series 1. George Carlin, he's good. He's a good narrator. I'm obviously kind of always not going to appreciate it as much as like Ringo Starr and Michael Angelis because I didn't grow up with it. I grew up with the UK dubs, obviously. But yeah, George Carlin does a great job at narrating. Could the classic model series ever make a comeback and be made again? No, it couldn't. The way that the entertainment industry works now would never allow something like that to exist when a CGI counterpart could do instead. So, simple answer to that, in my opinion, no, it couldn't. Sadly, because it would be such a nice thing to see. But obviously, so much money was spent, and it's just cheaper to make the crappy 2D all engines go now. So yeah. Which Thomas and Friends characters do you wish make a comeback? Example: Stanley, Arthur, Murdoch, or Fergus. If you're talking about in like the current show, like All Engines Go, none of them. I don't want to see any classic characters come back in that series. I would have liked to have seen like Hank, Murdoch, obviously Boko, all come back in like the Brenner era, or even the Big World Big Adventures era. But because obviously, like, they did Bulgy well in the Big World Big Adventures era, so I don't think that it would have been that they would have completely butchered the characters. But currently, I don't want to see any classic or even new series characters return. Although, if you'd asked me at one point, I would have said all of them. I would have liked to have seen all of the Thomas characters. Even like, it would have been nice that if during the Brenner era or something, we just had every character existing at the same time, because it would have like really made it would have just linked everything together, I feel like. But yeah, currently I don't want any of them to return. Thoughts on SpongeBob and favourite episode? SpongeBob was, I used to watch it, I don't watch it anymore. I can't tell you what my favourite episode is because I never like watched it religiously or anything. It's okay, it's a good show. Certainly not bad or anything, but yeah, I don't really have a favourite episode. Favourite toy line I've already answered, that's Ertl. Favourite fan production, this is a good one. Tatmar parody, that's a really good one. A lot of Unlucky Tug stuff as well is good, but obviously that's like kind of not in the same sort of vein. That's more commentary and review type things. But yeah, I really, certain bits, so this is going to be another unpopular one. Certain bits of Turtles Ertles is pretty good. Not all of it, some of it is really bad, but yeah. Probably the Thomas and the Magic Railroad parody, I have to say. If you could have one wish related to Thomas, what would it be? To own the duck prop. That would be my one wish. To own the duck prop. I know that it was at the Clearwater event. I sadly didn't get a chance to see it, but yeah, that would be my one wish. What do you think of the hit era? Model era is pretty good. CGI era is not. Well, not pretty good. It's okay. It's not as bad as people say it is, but yeah, I don't mind the model hit era. Do you prefer Toby or Duck? Duck is my favourite character, and I've already answered favourite character theme. Can you do more icebergs? No, I don't really want to. I've done the model one. Obviously, I don't care about the CGI era as much. That's like not the right thing to say. I don't like the CGI era as much as what I should say. But no, I don't think I'll be doing any more icebergs. What got you into Thomas? Just watching it as a baby, I guess. New South Wales or Victoria? That's an interesting one. I've never been to either. I've never been to Australia. I don't know very much about Australia. So I'm probably going to say New South Wales just because it has Wales in the name. That's a really bad reason, but yeah. Why is your channel called Can You See Fish? It's a quote. It's a famous internet meme, and it's a quote from Thomas Goes Fishing. It was just something that... So it was actually my brother that came up with it when I was talking about starting a Thomas YouTube channel. He joked about me calling it Can You See Fish, and I was like, yeah, maybe I will. So I called it that, and hopefully it will be known as that forever. Sodor Fallout, Project G1, Shed 17, or Sodor Dark Realm? So Sodor Dark Realm I've never seen. Sodor Fallout I don't really like. I mean, I appreciate the work that Tidmouth Thunderbolts put into it, but I don't particularly... It's not my sort of thing. Project G1 just ruins what Shed 17 was, so I'm going to have to say Shed 17. It's incredibly well made, Shed 17, and it's good. It's a good video. Is Ertl vs. Take-Along coming back? Maybe one day. It could do, possibly. Why is 16 your profile picture? So, I wanted to pick a character who was like kind of obscure, but also people still knew, to be my profile picture. Obviously, I'm not an artist. I don't do art, so I wasn't going to draw my own thing. Obviously, I've tried to customise it so it's not just the illustration with like the top hat and the monocle, but that's the reason why. It's mainly down to it being a kind of obscure character, but one that people will still know if they're really into Thomas. What is your favourite Thomas the Tank Engine theme/song? So, theme I've already said is Ducks. Song, that's a good one. Probably the Red Balloon. I really like that. Or Donald the Duck's good as well. I also like the Island song and Gone Fishing though. Have you seen the reboot, and what do you feel about it? It's crap. I've seen one episode and it's awful. I have no intention of watching that or anything. It's crap. What do you think of Tugs or Shining Time Station? Tugs is perfect. Tugs to me is just this perfect series. I would have liked to see all of the 20-minute cuts, but yeah, I love Tugs or Shining Time Station. So I've never seen Shining Time Station. I know bits and pieces about it. It looks okay from what I've seen, but I'd just rather watch Thomas on its own, to be honest. What sort of video games do you enjoy? Mainly Nintendo stuff. Big fan of Super Mario, big fan of Legend of Zelda. Animal Crossing, not New Horizons though. I'm a New Leaf kind of guy. Have you actually went fishing before? Yes. I usually do it in the summer. I didn't during the summer last gone, but yeah, previously, yeah, I go fishing occasionally. Worst take-along and Ertl model. Worst take-along model is, for me personally, probably Starr because his face is absolutely horrific. I don't know why they gave him that face. And the Ertl model, probably Bluebell, because it's obviously just a recycle of Thomas. Favourite Railway Series character? If you're talking about like Railway Series only character, either Bear, that's predictable, or Cooldy. Those are the ones that I like the most. Worst merchandise range. Thomas Wood's really bad. I've never collected Wooden Railway. I've never particularly liked it. I always think it looks kind of strange. But yeah, definitely Thomas Wood is really bad. There's not many others. I never collected like Adventures or anything after the Take and Play era, but yeah, that's what I'd have to say to that. What's your favourite non-English dub of Thomas and Friends? The Japanese dub's really good. The German dub is funny as well, but yeah, probably the Japanese one. What's your favourite Thomas VHS? So I only own 3 Thomas VHS tapes, and one's from Series 3, one's from Series 4, one's from Series 5. I have to say my favourite one out of those 3 is Thomas and Stepney and Other Stories. So yeah, Thomas and Stepney and Other Stories, that's the one that I like the most. What's your favourite food? I like chicken. Pretty much anything with chicken is really good. I like burgers too. These are like predictable answers. Fish and chips. Fish and chips is a good one too. I'm British, I've got to like fish and chips. That's a favourite food, fish and chips. What's your favourite colour? Purple, followed by green. Those are my favourite colours. What is your favourite Thomas the Tank Engine season? Season 4. Every time. Always will be. Has been for the last like 5 years, so I can't see it changing. Thoughts on Tom Toys? Don't know what it is, so I can't answer that one. Favourite character? Duck. Are you my friend? Yeah, I'm your friend. What inspired you to make videos? So, it was lockdown. It was the lockdown during the summer holidays, and I'd started doing the drum covers. I was drumming along to Thomas themes, and I thought, I'd done YouTube before. I had an old channel that didn't really go anywhere. It wasn't a Thomas channel. Don't bother with it. But yeah, I was doing the drumming videos, and I thought maybe I could put them on YouTube. And obviously at the time, my main inspirations for it were The Unlucky Tug, James Is Here, Train Boy, and Thomas Fan 261, with a couple of others like Mr. Ryan and the Pannier Jester. But yeah, so I started my Thomas channel, and it's been up ever since. But that's what inspired me to start making videos. How old are you? Not that old. Top 5 favourite Railway Series books and why? So, in no particular order, my favourite Railway Series books are Duck and the Diesel Engine, Duke the Lost Engine, Very Old Engines, Mountain Engines, and one more. This is a hard question. Enterprise and Engines. There you go. Those are my five favourite ones. Least favourite character from seasons 1 to 7, and why? Oh, I don't not like any of the characters from series 1 to 7. But it's least favourite, so I'm probably going to have to say Murdoch, just because he doesn't have that much character development. But like, if you're counting the pack characters, maybe like Byron, because although he has more development in the spin-off, he doesn't have any in the episode, so That's a hard one. Probably Murdoch or Byron though, even though I do still like them. What is your favourite Wilber Audrey's engine model? Pretty much any of the mid-Sodor ones. I like all of his mid-Sodor railway engines. They're all really good. Obviously, you've got the Duke, Falcon, Stuart, Tim, Jim. I don't know if all of these still exist or not. You got like Jennings, John, Jerry, and like characters like that. Any of those are the ones that I like. Top 10 favourite episodes and top 10 least favourite episodes. I'm not going to be able to answer that just off the top of my head. I have them obviously, but I can't answer that one in this video. Do you hate the Tugs exhibition? No, I don't. That's going to be an unpopular one. I don't agree with everything that they've done, but obviously when I was there for the Clearwater event, a lot of the restoration stuff has been very good that they've been doing recently. Obviously a lot of work still does need to be done, I think, to kind of get the community back on their side, because they have done bad things in the past. I think that that's undeniable. But no, I don't hate them, not at all. I think that they just need a bit more support, a bit more guidance, and they're on the right track is all that I'm going to say. Is there any cancelled videos? Yes, there are. So there are 2 cancelled Tales of the Narrow Gauge episodes. One was a Rusty and the Boulding reimagining, and the other one was about Smudger and Duke and was called No Railway for Old Engines or something like that. I started recording Rusty and the Boulder, and I never finished it, and I just gave up. There is also a Ertl remake of Thomas and Gordon that's half complete, and I wasn't going to be narrating it. That was just going to use the Ringo Starr narration. But I spent like a week working on it, and it was taking so long. I don't know why it was taking so long, because I don't know, but it was taking absolutely forever to make, and I just lost interest in it. There are probably some other ones that I've like cancelled too, or just given up doing. But yeah, those are the main ones that I can think of that I've never been released. Do you plan on making a series based on Thomas episodes? No. A series based on just general Thomas episodes? Maybe. I don't know whether you're talking about like reviews or remakes. Obviously, I've sometimes make reviews on specific episodes, but I do prefer covering more broader subjects like characters, and then I can talk about many different episodes. That's what I'm currently preferring to do. Remakes, maybe. Obviously, I made my old Stuck Up remake for the James Is Here Film Festival, and there might be some more, because I did enjoy making that, so there might be some more at some point. What is the future for this channel? I can't really say. It's the content that I'm making now is what's probably going to be the future. I might try some other things at some point, but that's what I would say would be the future for this channel. What is your favourite merchandise line? I've already answered that, it's Ertl. Is there any shows you like besides Thomas? Yes, I watch Doctor Who, new or old, League of Gentlemen, Inside Number 9, Not Going Out, obviously Tugs is another one. Yeah, there are quite a few shows that I like, other than Thomas. But yeah, those are the main ones that I'd probably say. What's your opinion on the Brenner era? It's good, it's really good. Series 18 is my favourite, or Series 20. Which season is darker, Season 2 or Season 5? Season 5, what's really dark in Season 2? It's like Ghost Train and that's it. Breakvan's dark as well, but like, definitely Season 5. You've obviously got Haunted Henry, Duncan Gets Spooked, Toby's Discovery, Rusty and the Boulder, stuff like that. Henry or Gordon? Henry every time. He's got such a good plight, and even though he's not like in my top 5 favourite characters, he's definitely in the top 10. What's your opinion on Blue Mountain Mystery? Very good. Underneath Adventure Begins and Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure, and possibly Tale of the Brave, but I'm not sure, don't quote me on it. Blue Mountain Mystery is probably there. I really like it. It was, I was always a big fan of the narrow gauge engine, so to see them return in CGI, and yeah, it was very exciting. Miller or Big World Big Adventures era? Big World Big Adventures era, simply because it doesn't send me to sleep. It probably makes me more angry than the Miller era, but I think I'd rather watch it than the Miller era. What's your favourite Wooden Railway character? So, I don't really have one, once again. Thumper's Wooden Railway model's pretty good. There are some other ones. I don't really know. Probably Proteus. There you go. Proteus. Proteus is my favourite one because he didn't get like a take-along model or anything, and the Trackmaster one I don't really like that much. So yeah, Proteus. That's my favourite. What is your favourite Thomas DVD or VHS? So my favourite. That's a probably Seasonal Scrapes. Seasonal Scrapes or The Very Best of Thomas. You know, the one from series 1 to 5 with the picture of from Thomas Percy and the Dragon on the front cover. Those are my favourites. If you could go anywhere train related, where would it be? The Ravenglass and Eskdale Railway in Cumbria. If you're talking about in real life, not like on Sodor, that would be where I want to go. That's obviously the real life Arlesdale Railway. What's your favourite song for every season? 4 to 11. Oh god. 4. So here we go. Rapid fire. Series 4 Gone Fishing. Series 5 Donald's Duck. Series 6 Down at the Docks. Series 7 The Red Balloon. Series 8 Surprises. Series 9 Day and Night. Series 10 Strength. Series 11 The Narrow Gauge Engine Song, or whatever it's called. There you go. Those are them all. If there's any mistakes, please tell me, because I don't know all of the different songs for each series from the hit model era. Who's your favourite Thomas narrator? I've already answered that. That's Michael Angelis. What is your favourite episode? All at Sea. All at Sea is my favourite episode because it's beautiful and it gives brilliant development to Duck. What is your favourite Railway series book? Either Duke the Lost Engine or Duck and the Diesel Engine. Probably Duke the Lost Engine. What are your favourite and least favourite Thomas movie specials? I've already said what my favourites are. My least favourites are Thomas and the Magic Railroad, obviously, Big World, Big Adventures, and Misty Island Rescue. Those are like the 3 ones that I don't like. Do you have a model railway? Yes. What is the worst Christopher book and the worst Wilber Audrey book? The worst Christopher book is probably more about Thomas the Tank Engine because it's pretty boring and the name of that book absolutely stinks. And the worst Wilber book, there isn't really a bad one. Probably Branch Line Engines for me personally. I don't find those stories very interesting. Thomas Comes to Breakfast is okay for what it is. Daisy is really dull. Bullseyes is really dull, and Percy's Predicament is probably the best story from that book, but yeah, Branch Line Engines. First Thomas memory and favourite VHS DVD. I've already answered what my favourite DVD is. First Thomas memory, watching Fearless Freddy at my grandparents' house when it was on Milkshake. That is the earliest memory that I have, and it's the only episode that I remember watching like pre 2 years old. So yeah. Do you like Godzilla? I've never seen it. I'm going to be perfectly honest. King Kong, Godzilla, stuff like that, I've never seen any of it. And I don't really have much of an interest in it either, but yeah, maybe I will one day. Do you like Spongebob? I've already said, yeah, it's okay. Can you do a video about it? No. When you mix stuff up like different TV shows, that's when the channel is going to go bad. I started this off as kind of a mixed entertainment channel where I was doing like Lego reviews and everything, and once I stopped that and just focused solely on Thomas, that's when it started to pick up. So no, I'm not going to be doing any SpongeBob videos. How long will you be doing YouTube? Hopefully for the foreseeable future. I haven't really got a plan with any of this. So yeah. Do you like animals? Yes, I do. My favourite animal is a snake. I like animals. Do you have a favourite Disney or non-Disney movie? Right, so my favourite Disney movie is Hunchback of Notre Dame, and my favourite non-Disney movie is Spirited Away. How many subscribers do you have? I don't know. I think it's currently 1.4k. I'm not sure. I can't answer that one. I'm not sure. It's 1,000 something. How did you come up with your YouTube channel name? It was my brother's idea. I've already said. Do you have a favourite YouTuber? Unlucky Tug. Yeah. Have you ever been to Disney World or Disneyland before? I've never been to either of the American parks. I've been to Disneyland Paris, I think in 2019. Yeah. And the final question is, who is the most underrated character in Thomas? Probably Toby. And that is all of the ones that I have got time for in this video. I'm sorry if I've missed your question, but hopefully it's been answered in one of the other ones. This is a long video. This has been a long video. So I hope you've all enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thank you if you are still watching, because I appreciate that this has been quite a video just to sit here and make, and so watching it will have taken a long time. So yeah, thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully it won't take too long for the Classic Era ranking to come out, but until next time, you've been watching Can You See Fish. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, goodbye.